I'm sitting at my desk in our small Lowe's Angels apartment, the glow of my laptop screen casting shadows on the walls, my fingers hovering over the keyboard as I draft an email to my boss, my heart racing with a mix of ambition and anxiety, my mind buzzing with the pressure I've put on myself. My name's Ava, I'm 31, and I've been a junior manager at a marketing firm for the past 3 years. A job I'm good at, but one that keeps me on edge, always chasing the next promotion, always proving I'm worth more than the cubicle I'm stuck in, always dreaming of a life bigger than the one I have. A life where I'm not just surviving but thriving. The apartment smells like the vanilla candle I lit earlier, a little luxury to make the space feel less cramped, less suffocating, less like the life I'm trying to escape. Its flickering flame a small comfort in the chaos of my thoughts, its warm glow reflecting off the framed photos on the shelf. I'm married to Trevor, my husband of 5 years, the man I thought I'd build a family with, the man I thought understood me, the man I thought I'd never hurt, the man I thought I'd always love, the man I thought I'd grow old with. Trevor and I met 6 years ago at a friend's housewarming party in a tiny Venice Beach apartment. The air thick with the smell of pizza and cheap wine, the music loud enough to make conversation a challenge, the ocean breeze slipping through an open window. I was standing by the window, sipping a warm beer, feeling out of place among strangers, my heels pinching my feet, my dress a little too tight, when he walked over, his quiet charm and steady presence a contrast to my restless ambition, his "you look like you'd rather be anywhere else." A line that made me laugh, a line that broke the ice, a line that started it all. He's 33, a high school history teacher, the kind of guy who brings home stray cats and spends his weekends grading papers. His "you're doing great" Ava a constant in my chaotic life, his patience a balance to my drive, his love a warmth I thought I'd always feel, his stability a rock I thought I'd always lean on. We bonded over our shared love for old movies, our first date a rainy afternoon at a revival theater watching Casablanca, his hand in mine as we whispered about our dreams, his dream of teaching kids to love history, my dream of climbing the corporate ladder, dreams I thought we'd chase together, dreams I thought we'd share. We got married a year after we met. A small courthouse wedding with just our parents and a few friends, my simple white dress from a thrift store, his borrowed suit a size too big, a memory I used to cherish, a memory that now feels like a lie, a memory that makes my chest ache with what I've done. We moved into this apartment right after, its walls covered with photos of us, laughing at the Santa Monica Pier, hiking in Griffith Park, kissing under the Christmas lights at the Grove, moments I thought defined us, moments I thought would last forever, moments I thought were enough, moments I thought I'd never trade for anything. I'd spend evenings cooking dinner in our tiny kitchen, Trevor sneaking up behind me to steal a bite of whatever I was making. His "you're the best" Ava a whisper that made me feel safe, made me feel loved, made me feel like I was enough, made me feel like I was home. I'd laugh as he'd spin me around, the smell of garlic and olive oil in the air, the radio playing softly in the background, our life a simple kind of happiness I thought I'd always want, a happiness I thought I'd always protect. But lately, things have been tense, the air between us heavy with unspoken words, the space between us growing with every late night I spend at work, every missed dinner, every conversation we don't have. Trevor's been talking about starting a family, his "we're ready, Ava, don't you think?" A question I can't answer, a question I don't want to face, a question that makes my stomach twist with guilt, a question that makes me feel like I'm failing him. I'm not ready, not when I'm so close to the senior manager position I've been eyeing for months, a role that comes with a $20,000 raise, a corner office, and the respect I've been craving since I started at the firm, a respect I thought would make me feel whole, a respect I thought would make me happy, a respect I thought would make me enough. I've been working late, pulling all-nighters, taking on extra projects, my exhaustion a small price to pay for the life I want, a life I thought Trevor would support, a life I thought we'd build together, a life I thought would be ours, a life I thought would make us both proud. I'd come home at midnight, my eyes burning from staring at spreadsheets, my hands shaking from too much coffee, Trevor already asleep on the couch, a blanket over him, his steady breathing a reminder of the man I was neglecting, the man I was pushing away, the man I was taking for granted. My boss, Ethan, is 38. A charming, sharp-dressed man with a reputation for playing favorites. His, "You've got potential, Ava," a compliment I've been chasing for years. A compliment that makes my heart race. A compliment I know I shouldn't care about as much as I do. A compliment that makes me feel seen in a way I haven't felt in a long time. He's been hinting at the promotion for weeks. His late-night texts about work projects a thrill I can't ignore. A thrill I know I shouldn't feel. A thrill that makes me question who I am. A thrill that makes me feel alive in a way I haven't in years. Last month, he invited me to a client dinner at a fancy restaurant downtown, just the two of us, the city lights glittering outside, the wine flowing a little too freely, his hand brushing mine under the table. His "You're different," Ava, a whisper that made my heart race, a whisper I knew was dangerous, a whisper I couldn't forget, a whisper that planted a seed I couldn't uproot, a whisper that made me feel desired in a way Trevor hadn't made me feel in months. I told myself it was nothing, told myself I was just networking, told myself I'd never cross that line, but deep down, I knew I was lying, knew I was playing with fire, knew I was risking everything I had, knew I was tempting fate. 2 weeks ago, Ethan called me into his office after hours, the city lights glittering through the window, the office quiet except for the hum of the air conditioning. His, "I can make sure you get that promotion," a promise I couldn't resist, a promise I knew came with a price, a promise I knew I should have walked away from, a promise that made my ambition roar louder than my conscience. He leaned in, his cologne sharp, his hand on my arm, his "You know what I want, Ava," a line I should have ignored, a line I should have run from, a line I should have known better than to hear, a line that made my heart pound with a mix of fear and excitement. But I didn't. I thought about the raise, the office, the life I'd always wanted, the life I thought I deserved, the life I thought would make me happy. And I kissed him, my heart pounding, my guilt buried deep, my ambition taking over, my marriage a distant thought I pushed away, my vows a whisper I ignored. It was a one-time thing, I told myself, a mistake I'd never repeat, a secret I'd take to my grave, but I knew I was wrong, knew I'd crossed a line I couldn't uncross, knew I'd betrayed the man I loved, the man who deserved better, the man who trusted me, the man who thought I was better than this. Last night, Trevor came home early, his "You've been distant, Ava, what's going on?" A question I dodged, my just work stress, a lie I thought he'd believe, a lie I hoped would protect him, a lie I hoped would protect me, a lie I hoped would keep my secret safe. He looked at me, his brown eyes searching mine, his "I love you, you know that, right?" A reminder of the life I was risking, a reminder I couldn't face, a reminder I didn't deserve, a reminder that made my guilt feel like a knife in my chest. I nodded, my "I love you too," a hollow promise, my guilt a weight I couldn't shake, my secret a shadow I couldn't outrun, my heart a battlefield I couldn't navigate, my mind a storm I couldn't calm. I went to bed that night, Trevor's arm around me, his steady breathing a contrast to the storm in my mind, and I wondered how long I could keep this up, how long I could hide, how long I could pretend, how long I could live with the woman I'd become, how long I could live with the lie I'd created. It's the next morning, and I'm sitting at the kitchen table, sipping coffee from a chipped mug, my laptop open to an email from Ethan confirming my promotion. My heart racing with a mix of excitement and dread, my hands trembling as I read the words I thought would change my life, the words I thought would make me happy. I got the senior manager position, the $20,000 raise, the corner office, everything I'd worked for, everything I'd sacrificed for, everything I thought would make me happy, everything I thought would make me whole, everything I thought would make me enough. But the victory feels hollow, my guilt a constant companion, my secret a ticking time bomb I can't defuse, my happiness a mirage I can't reach, my success a lie I can't believe in. Trevor, at the stove, making pancakes, the smell of butter and syrup filling the air, his "You seem happy today," a comment that makes my stomach twist, a comment I don't know how to answer, a comment that makes me feel like a fraud, a comment that makes me want to confess everything. He sets a plate in front of me, his hands steady, his eyes searching mine, his "we need to talk," Ava, a sentence that makes my heart stop, a sentence that makes my blood run cold, a sentence that makes my world tilt on its axis, a sentence that makes me feel like I'm falling. I look at him, my hands trembling, my about what? A question I don't want to ask, a question I already know the answer to, a question I've been dreading since the moment I kissed Ethan, a question I've been running from since I made my choice. He pulls out a folded piece of paper from his pocket, his face pale, his "I got an anonymous letter at school yesterday," a confession that makes my breath catch. A confession I can't unhear, a confession that shatters the fragile illusion I'd built, a confession that makes my heart pound in my chest. He unfolds the letter, his voice shaking as he reads, "Your wife is sleeping with her boss to get ahead. Thought you should know." Each word a dagger to my heart, each word a truth I can't deny, each word a wound I inflicted, each word a reminder of the woman I've become. I stare at him, my mind racing, my heart pounding, my breath shallow as I try to find the words, try to find a lie, try to find a way out, my hands gripping the edge of the table to keep from collapsing, my vision blurring with tears I can't hold back. "That's not true," I say, my voice weak, my hands shaking, my lie a desperate attempt to save myself, to save us, to save the life I thought we had, to save the family I thought I'd always have. But Trevor's eyes are hard, his "Don't lie to me, Ava. I know it's true, a truth I can't escape, a truth I can't outrun, a truth I'll never forget, a truth that makes me feel like I'm drowning." He tells me he called Ethan's office, pretending to be a client, "I heard his voice, Ava. I heard him say your name, heard him laugh about how easy it was, a confirmation that shatters my defenses, a confirmation that breaks my heart, a confirmation that makes me see the depth of my betrayal, a confirmation that makes me hate myself more than I ever thought I could." I feel the room spin, my guilt rising like a tidal wave, my shame a fire I can't extinguish, my regret a weight I can't carry, my body trembling as I try to hold myself together. "It was a mistake, Trevor. I didn't mean for it to happen," I say, my voice breaking, my tears falling, my hands reaching for him, desperate for forgiveness, desperate for a second chance, desperate for the man I love to look at me the way he used to, desperate for a chance to undo what I've done. But he pulls away, "You chose your career over our marriage, a truth that cuts deep, a truth I can't deny, a truth I'll never escape, a truth that makes me hate myself, a truth that makes me see the cost of my ambition." He tells me he's filing for divorce, "I can't stay with someone I can't trust, a decision I can't change, a decision I brought on myself, a decision I'll have to live with, a decision that breaks me in ways I didn't know I could break, a decision that makes me feel like I've lost everything." I think about our daughter, Lily, who's only 3, her bright smile, her "Mommy, I love you," a memory that makes my chest ache, a memory I've tainted with my betrayal, a memory I'll never deserve again, a memory that makes me sob harder. Trevor tells me he's taking her, "I won't let her grow up with a mother who puts herself first." A judgment that makes me sob, a judgment I deserve, a judgment I can't argue with, a judgment that makes me see the mother I've become, a judgment that makes me feel like I've failed her in every way. I beg him to stay, "I'll quit my job, I'll fix this, I'll do anything," a plea that falls on deaf ears, a plea he doesn't believe, a plea I don't even believe myself, a plea that can't undo the damage I've done, a plea that can't bring back the trust I've shattered. He grabs his keys, "I need space, Ava. I can't do this right now, a goodbye I can't stop, a goodbye I caused, a goodbye I'll never forget, a goodbye that leaves me alone with my shame, a goodbye that echoes in the silence of our kitchen." I sit on the floor, my tears soaking the tiles, my heart in pieces, my life unraveling with every sob, my hands trembling as I clutch the letter, its words a brand I can't erase, its truth a scar I'll carry forever. I think about the promotion, the raise, the office, and I realize it wasn't worth it, realize I've lost everything that mattered, realize I've destroyed the family I thought I'd always have, realize I've traded love for ambition, a trade I'll regret for the rest of my life, a trade that has left me with nothing but pain. I call my best friend Jenna, my voice breaking as I tell her everything, my words spilling out between sobs, my hands shaking as I grip the phone like a lifeline, my heart breaking with every word I say. "How could you do this, Ava?" she asks, her voice sharp. "Her, you had everything, why wasn't it enough?" A question I can't answer, a question I'll never stop asking myself, a question that haunts me as I sit in the wreckage of my life, a question that makes me wonder if I'll ever find an answer. "I thought I needed more," I whisper, my voice barely audible, my tears falling faster. I thought it would make me happy, a confession that feels hollow, a confession that can't fix what I've broken, a confession that makes me see the depth of my mistake. I look around the kitchen, the pancakes cold on the table, Lily's high chair empty in the corner, Trevor's coffee mug still on the counter, the letter crumpled in my hand, and I feel the weight of my choices, the weight of my betrayal, the weight of the life I've lost, the weight of the woman I've become. I think about the late-night texts from Ethan I'd hidden, the way I'd lied to Trevor about working late, the way I'd ignored the guilt gnawing at me, the way I'd let myself believe I could have it all, and I wonder how I let it get this far, how I let myself become this person, how I let myself destroy the only thing that ever mattered, how I let myself lose the man who loved me, the daughter who needed me, the life I thought I'd always have. I sob harder, my hands covering my face, my heart breaking with every breath, my future a void I can't fill, a void I created, a void I'll have to live with, a void that feels like it will swallow me whole. It's been a week since Trevor left, and I'm sitting in my new corner office, the view of downtown LA a cruel reminder of what I've gained and what I've lost, the city lights glittering below, the skyline a dream I thought I wanted, a dream that now feels like a nightmare, a dream that has cost me everything. The promotion feels empty, the raise meaningless, the office a cage I can't escape, its glass walls a reflection of the woman I've become, a woman I don't recognize, a woman I don't want to be, a woman I can't stand to look at. I've been sleeping on the couch, unable to face our bedroom, the memories of Trevor too raw, the silence too loud, the guilt too heavy, the scent of his cologne still lingering on the pillows, the sight of his empty side of the bed a wound that won't heal, the sound of his laughter a ghost I can't outrun. I've tried calling him, leaving voicemails, begging for a chance to talk, "I'm so sorry, Trevor. Please let me fix this," a plea that goes unanswered, a plea he doesn't want to hear, a plea I don't deserve to make, a plea that echoes in the emptiness of my life. I see Lily's toys scattered around the apartment, her stuffed bunny on the floor, her crayons on the table, her tiny sneakers by the door, her sippy cup on the counter, her absence a wound that won't heal, a wound that bleeds every time I look at her things, a wound that makes me sob in the middle of the night. Trevor's taken her to his parents' house in Pasadena. She needs stability, Ava, not this, a decision I can't fight, a decision I brought on myself, a decision that makes me sob every time I think about it, a decision that makes me feel like I've lost her forever. I think about her laughter, her tiny hand in mine, her, "Mommy, where, Daddy?" A question I can't answer, a question that breaks my heart every time I hear it in my mind, a question that reminds me of the mother I've failed to be, a question that makes me wonder if I'll ever get to be her mommy again. I've lost my family, my home, my everything, all for a promotion I thought would make me happy, a promotion I thought would fix everything, a promotion I thought I needed, a promotion that cost me more than I'll ever gain, a promotion that has left me with nothing but regret. I go to the firm, my hands shaking as I walk into Ethan's office. We need to talk, a demand I can't keep calm, my voice trembling with a mix of anger and despair, my heart pounding as I face the man who helped me destroy my life, the man who made me believe I could have it all. I tell him about the letter, about Trevor, about the divorce. Did you tell someone? A question I need answered, a question I dread the answer to, a question I can't stop asking, a question that makes my stomach churn with fear. He leans back in his chair, his smirk cold, "I might have mentioned it to a friend. Didn't think it'd get back to your husband." A confession that makes my blood boil, a confession that makes me see him for who he is, a confession that makes me realize I was nothing to him, just a pawn in his game, just a means to an end, just a toy he played with and discarded. "You ruined my life, Ethan," I say, my voice breaking, my hands clenched, my tears falling as I stand in front of him, the man I trusted, the man I betrayed Trevor for, the man who never cared, the man who used me without a second thought. I quit on the spot, "I'm done, Ethan. I can't do this." A decision I should have made sooner, a decision I hope will show Trevor I'm serious, a decision I hope will fix something, anything, a decision I hope will make me feel like I'm taking control, even if it's too late, even if it's not enough. But the damage is done, the promotion gone, the raise lost, my career in tatters, my life a mess I can't clean up, my future a blank slate I don't know how to write on, my dreams a pile of ash I can't rebuild. I go to Trevor's parents' house, my hands trembling as I knock on the door, my heart pounding as I see him, Lily in his arms, her mommy. A cry that makes me sob, a cry I don't deserve, a cry that breaks my heart all over again, a cry that makes me want to hold her and never let go. Trevor's face is hard, his "you can see her, but we're done," Ava, a boundary I can't cross, a boundary I created, a boundary I'll have to live with, a boundary that reminds me of the family I've lost, a boundary that makes me feel like I've lost everything. I spend the day with Lily, her laughter a bittersweet comfort, her tiny hand in mine as we color together, her "why, Daddy" sad? A question I can't answer, a question that cuts deeper than any knife, a question that makes me see the pain I've caused, the pain I can't undo, the pain I'll carry forever. I try to explain, "My daddy and mommy are having a hard time, but we both love you so much." A half-truth I hope she'll understand, a half-truth I hope will protect her, a half-truth I hope she'll forgive me for, a half-truth that feels like a lie even as I say it. I play with her in the backyard, pushing her on the swing, her giggles filling the air, her joy a contrast to the sorrow in my heart, her innocence a reminder of the mother I want to be, the mother I failed to be, the mother I may never get to be again. I read her a story, her favorite book about a bunny who gets lost, her tiny body curled up against mine, her "I love you, Mommy," a whisper that makes me cry, a whisper I don't deserve, a whisper I'll hold on to for the rest of my life. I leave with tears in my eyes, my "I love you, Lily," a promise I'll keep, a promise I'll fight for, a promise I hope she'll always know, a promise I hope I can live up to, a promise I hope I can one day be worthy of. I go back to the apartment, the silence deafening, the emptiness a reminder of what I've lost, the guilt a shadow I can't outrun, the photos of us on the walls a gallery of memories I can't escape, the sound of Lily's laughter a memory I can't stop hearing. I think about the choices I made, the lines I crossed, the family I broke, and I wonder if I'll ever forgive myself, wonder if Trevor will ever forgive me, wonder if I'll ever be whole again, wonder if I'll ever be the mother Lily deserves, wonder if I'll ever be the woman I want to be. I look at Lily's drawings on the fridge, her stick figure family with a smiling mommy and daddy, and I sob harder, my hands covering my face, my heart breaking with every breath, my regret a weight I'll carry forever, a weight I deserve, a weight I can't escape, a weight that feels like it will crush me. It's a month later, and I'm standing in the middle of a coffee shop in LA, a place where Trevor and I used to go on weekends, a place filled with memories I can't escape, memories that now feel like a lie, memories that cut deeper with every step I take, memories that remind me of the life I threw away. I heard he'd be here today, meeting with his lawyer to finalize the divorce, the papers I signed last week a final nail in the coffin of our marriage. A coffin I built with my own hands, a coffin I'll never escape, a coffin that holds the life I thought I'd have. I've decided to see him one last time, to apologize, to make him see I've changed, to make him see the woman I want to be, even if it's too late, even if he'll never forgive me, even if I'll never forgive myself, even if I'll never be whole again. The coffee shop is busy, the air filled with the smell of espresso and the hum of conversation, the barista calling out orders, the sunlight streaming through the windows, casting a warm glow on the wooden tables, the chalkboard menu a reminder of the days we'd sit here, sharing a latte, planning our future, dreaming of a life I thought we'd have, laughing over silly things like the time Trevor spilled coffee on his shirt. Trevor, at a table in the corner, his lawyer across from him, a stack of papers between them, his face tired, his eyes hollow, his pain a mirror of my own, his exhaustion a reflection of the chaos I caused, his posture a reminder of the man I broke. I step forward, my heart pounding, my hands trembling. My Trevor, can we talk? A question I don't expect him to answer, a question I need to ask, a question I owe him, even if he doesn't owe me anything, even if I don't deserve his time. He looks up, his eyes hard, his "What do you want, Ava?" A question that makes my chest ache, a question I deserve, a question that reminds me of the man I've lost, a question that makes me feel like I'm nothing to him anymore. I sit down, my hands clasped, my "I'm so sorry, Trevor. I know I ruined everything," a confession I need him to hear, a confession I need to say, a confession I've been carrying since the moment I made my choice, a confession I'll carry for the rest of my life. I tell him I quit my job, tell him I've been going to therapy, tell him I'm trying to be better, my "I never meant to hurt you," a truth I wish I'd lived, a truth I wish he'd believe, a truth I wish I could make real, a truth I wish could change the past. I tell him about the late-night texts from Ethan, the way I'd lied to myself about what I was doing, the way I'd let ambition blind me. I was so focused on what I wanted that I didn't see what I had, a realization that came too late, a realization that can't fix what I've broken, a realization that haunts me every day, a realization that makes me see the depth of my selfishness. But he shakes his head, his "You made your choice, Ava, you chose yourself over us," a truth I can't deny, a truth I'll never escape, a truth I'll always regret, a truth that makes me see the depth of my selfishness, a truth that makes me feel like I'll never be enough. He tells me he's moving to San Diego with Lily. His "We need a fresh start, away from you," a decision that makes me sob, a decision I can't change, a decision I brought on myself, a decision that cuts deeper than any knife, a decision that makes me feel like I've lost them forever. I think about Lily, her smile, her laughter, her tiny hand in mine, and I realize I've lost her too, realize I've lost the family I thought I'd always have. Realize I've lost the life I thought I'd live, realize I've lost the chance to be the mother she deserves, realize I've lost the chance to be the wife Trevor deserved. Trevor leaves, his "Goodbye, Ava," a finality I can't fight, a finality I caused, a finality I'll have to live with, a finality that leaves me alone with my regret, a finality that feels like the end of everything. I go back to the apartment, the silence deafening, the photos of us still on the walls, a reminder of what I've lost, a reminder of what I'll never have again, a reminder of the life I threw away, a reminder of the family I destroyed. I sit on the couch, my tears falling, my mind racing with questions I can't answer, questions I can't stop asking, questions that haunt me in the quiet of the night, questions that make me wonder if I'll ever find peace. Maybe I was too selfish, I think. Maybe I was too focused on my career to see what I had. Maybe I was too blind to realize what I was risking. Maybe I was too weak to say no to Ethan. Maybe I was too broken to be the wife Trevor deserved. Maybe I was too lost to see the love I had. I blame Trevor for not understanding my ambition, for not seeing how hard I was trying, for not giving me a second chance, even though I know I don't deserve one, even though I know I'm the one who broke us, even though I know I'm the one who chose this path, even though I know I'm the one to blame. I look out the window, the LA skyline a blur through my tears, the city lights a reminder of the dreams I chased, dreams that cost me everything, dreams that left me with nothing but regret, dreams that left me alone in a world I don't recognize. I wonder if I'll ever forgive myself, if I'll ever find happiness again, if I'll ever be the mother Lily deserves, the woman I want to be, the person I thought I was, the person I wish I could be, the person I'll never be again. I think about the promotion, the raise, the office, and I realize it was never worth it, realize I traded my family for a lie, realize I've lost more than I'll ever gain, realize I've lost the only thing that ever mattered, realize I've lost the love I thought would last forever. I wonder if I'll ever love again, if I'll ever trust myself again, if I'll ever heal from the wounds I inflicted, wounds I'll carry for the rest of my life, wounds I'll never escape, wounds I deserve, wounds that will define me forever. I think about the coffee shop, the way Trevor looked at me, the way he walked away, and I wonder if he'll ever forgive me, if he'll ever see me as more than the woman who broke his heart, if he'll ever let me back into Lily's life, if he'll ever let me try again, if he'll ever see the woman I'm trying to become. I think about the choices I made, the lines I crossed, the family I destroyed, and I wonder if I'll ever find peace, if I'll ever find redemption, if I'll ever find a way to live with the woman I've become, a woman I don't recognize, a woman I don't want to be, a woman I'll have to face every day for the rest of my life, a woman I'll have to learn to forgive, even if no one else ever will.